Look, we can do a full breakdown about what we saw last night in Arlington as Missouri found a way to get a 14-3 win over Ohio State. But honestly, the only major takeaway I have for the Buckeyes is you better make a phone call to somebody in the transfer portal because right now the starting quarterback in 2024 is not on your roster. Let's talk about it. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, plus anything going on with coaching searches, the transfer portal, bowl eligibility, national championship news, and honestly, a bunch of other nonsense, make sure that you smash that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on the future of Ohio State, primarily at the quarterback position. Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, best of bros, college football aficionados, and Ohio State fans everywhere about this channel because we're on the race to become the #1 YouTube show talking college football daily. Give me a follow on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson. That way, the conversation surrounding our favorite sport never has to stop flowing. Devin Brown, Lincoln Kienholz, both of them I think are fine quarterbacks. And I want to make this clear before we get any further. This is not me saying that they need to wave the white flag and enter the transfer portal and basically follow Kyle McCord onto greater and grander things. What I'm saying is, if you left last night feeling like one of those two is the solidified starter going into 2024, I have no idea what you were drinking. I would love to try it. I think that I need a good night's sleep because of it definitely knocks your ass out. That's for without question. You don't know what Devin Brown's going to be because once again, the only thing that we know is that he suffered multiple lower body injuries. Leaves yesterday's game with a high ankle sprain during the second quarter, and Lincoln Kienholz comes in. And neither really did much. They combined for 10 completions over 24 attempts, 4.4 yards per play. Brown had 20 total passing yards. Kienholz had 86. Neither really looked polished. The offensive line was average to below average at best. So you already know that no matter what, you're going to have to fix your offensive line. But you also realize that going into next season, in a year where the college football playoff is expanding to 12 teams, and you want to at least make it to the Final Four, stability and veteranship is going to be key. I'm not sure Kyle McCord was the right answer for quarterback. I know that there was a lot of positives to his game. I was one of the few people that defended him saying, yes, those interceptions were bad against Michigan, but if you look at the grand scheme of his entire workload, he actually was pretty serviceable for what you needed, built a relationship with Marvin Harrison Jr. to where he became the Biletnikoff Award winner, trusted Cade Stover, started to see a little bit of growth with Xavier Johnson and when Emeka Ibuka was healthy. But the bottom line is that if you are moving off of Kyle McCord, because now he's at Syracuse, you have to at least bring in a veteran quarterback. And that does not mean they have to start the entire season. If they struggle at some point and Devin Brown continues to show growth and potential in practice, or Lincoln Kienholz is slinging it around the yard and making it look easy, go ahead. Turn the keys to the kingdom over to them. They're younger, they're more adaptable, and they may end up being a better fit for the long term. But just for the short term right now, leaving last night in Arlington, there was a pit in your stomach if you are an Ohio State fan because quarterback play has been part of the reason for your success. Justin Fields, Dwayne Haskins, CJ Stroud, go back to JT Barrett, look back at Cardell Jones, look back at Braxton Miller. There's a reason why we talk about Ohio State quarterbacks because 9 times out of 10, they're carrying the load. But now, this is a pivotal year. Because if it's not just a 12-team playoff, it's also an expanded conference. 4 new teams are coming in. And I can tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, 3 of them are gung-ho about being really effective in year 1. USC is making changes to their defensive staff, and they feel like they got a young quarterback in Miller Moss that can stretch the field and make it look easy. Will Rogers is coming over to Washington, and they're playing in the college football playoff. Dylan Gabriel decided to strap it up with the Ducks next year, and don't think for one second they're done adding in talent around Dan Lanning's squad. So these are teams that are coming in that you may face off against, whether during the regular season or in Indianapolis, and they could be the reason why instead of you getting a 1 seed or a 2 seed, you're getting a 9 seed, a 12 seed, or maybe left out of the college football playoff altogether. So looking at the names in the transfer portal right now, Cam Ward, Will Howard, those are the top 2. It feels like the Ward conversation is moving more so southbound. We're talking about Tallahassee and Miami, and maybe we can throw in another SEC school for that matter. Those are the ones that are probably going to be targeting Cam Ward. But Will Howard might end up being exactly what you need. Good, physical quarterback, not afraid to utilize his legs, kind of like Devin Brown, a little bit more accurate than Devin Brown. So on the side of Kyle McCord, big body, and definitely a guy that is going to extend plays outside the pocket. So the entire conversation going into the regular season was, do we trust Devin Brown, a more mobile quarterback, somebody that can utilize his legs to pick up the hard yards? Or do we like the accuracy of Kyle McCord, let him build that consistency alongside Mecca Ibuka, Julian Fleming, Marvin Harrison Jr., and we'll worry about the mobility part later? You kind of get both with Will Howard. And this is a guy that's proven to win. And also, the thing that he's looking for in the transfer portal, as mentioned on multiple times in conversations, he wants to go to a place he can win. He knows how to win. He was the reason why Kansas State won a Big 12 title back in 2022 over the undefeated TCU Horned Frogs. He knows how to play quarterback. Good accuracy, good timing, excellent touch, not afraid to go deep. The offense that was catered to Colin Klein back in Manhattan is going to be completely different than what Brian Hartline and Ryan Day wants to run, but you've seen in glimpses him work in that type of strategy. So if you get the best version out of him, with the mobility being a factor inside the red zone, with the unafraid attitude to be able to hit across the middle of the field, throwing in double coverage, you get that. Well, now you're fortifying your roster alongside with whoever else comes back. And we know that if you look at this roster right now, there's going to be players who enter the portal. There's going to be players that go to the draft. Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably done in Columbus. Mike Hall announced on Saturday morning he was about ready to go enter the NFL draft. But if you get back guys like Mecca Ibuka to pair alongside Cardinal Tate, plus what you're getting in with Jeremiah Smith, that's a good receiving core to build around for a one-year rental quarterback. And then going into 2025, you'll have 2 years of knowledge underneath the belt of Devin Brown. You'll have 2 years of knowledge underneath the belt of Lincoln Kienholz. You'll have 1 year of knowledge underneath the belt of four-star dual-threat mobile quarterback Aaron Noland. And so all of these quarterbacks now come in, and they can compete to where you feel comfortable, where you don't need to go out in the transfer portal. But if you're trying to be Ohio State next year, and you're trying to be a team that can go toe-to-toe with Michigan and Penn State and and Oregon on the regular schedule, and even teams like, I would say, Nebraska, who seem to be at least trending upward, and other programs that are on the docket, you want to be at that level, it starts and ends with quarterback play. And based on what you saw last night, Lincoln Kienholz is going to need a full year underneath the microscope of quick attentiveness from whoever is in charge of the play sheet. And Devin Brown just feels like he's missing that one element. If you are Ryan Day, the best thing for you to do is make sure that you're on the phone with Will Howard's people this morning. The best thing you could do is be calling Cam Ward and see, would he like to visit Columbus? Or really, for that matter, any quarterback that you feel like should fit your system that just is looking for a second shot. Most of the times we talk about Ohio State losing a quarterback to the transfer portal. For the first time in a hot minute, we're actually talking about them needing to get one if they want to be successful in 2024. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.